You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
What's up, the internet? Didn't expect to see me here, did ya? No, that's not how this normally works. But this is producer Kyle on Kicking It with Onrie, with Kyle, live from this spacious and palatial room 1214 at the Hotel Monaco in Baltimore City, Maryland. And we are going to do a comic book live sale because, well, we have comic books to sell.
And I'm here too.
Onrie's here too, but Onrie's sitting in the corner taking classes on how a real man does this, and not just, how to be a schmuck. So I'm going to play his opener because I don't have an opener. But this is Kicking It with Onrie with Kyle.
For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in! You're watching Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
David Moore, I'm not going to play into your hand like Onrie does all the time. It's not how this is going to work, man.
Well, will you at least hit the DJ siren?
No.
Oh, damn it.
DJ siren garbage.
The DJ siren has been thrown out.
What is it Chris says? This show is not for sissies?
Yes. This show is not for DJ sirens.
Right. We're going to discipline on this show. AKA, I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. So, welcome into Kicking It with Onrie with Kyle. We're going to do a claim sale show. If you see something on the show that you want to buy, just tell me in the comments that you want to buy it, and then I will make Onrie run around like the little child that he is and organize it for you. He will also then bill you through PayPal or Square or whatever the hell he uses now and ship it to you. This show ain't for crybabies is right, Chris, and as can be evidenced by the fact that Onrie is in the corner crying. So, we've got a couple of boxes of books, but we also, we had some friends who went to a pretty prestigious thing last night called the Ringo Awards here at Baltimore Comic Con. And one of the things you get at the Ringo Awards is a dope-ass swag bag. And so we, tonight, are going to offer you some things from the swag bag. Here's how that's going to work, though. They all have cover prices. We're going to flip a coin. Heads, half price. Tails, full price. So we'll flip a coin anytime somebody claims one, and it will tell you what they get to pay. Sound like a plan? All right, cool. I'm going to switch over to the other camera so y'all can see the product. We're going to move some weight, as they say in the biz. All right, there's the other camera. Here's Onrie's lovely rack. There's my knee. And there's the stuff y'all bought the other night. Thanks for buying it. He had it all over my bed. It was a mess. All right, we're going to start with some $2 books. And we're going to do this the way I like to do things, which is to tell you about a couple of $2 books and then show you something dope. So, say hi when you get here. I know David's here. I know Chris is here. I see some others of you bouncing around, not saying anything. Say something. Oh, and because I'm special, I'm going to do this. This is Transformers number 1. This was a precursor to the Transformers going to regular old IDW. And this book was originally $3. We're going to do it for $2. You've got an Optimus Prime cover right there.
So why was it
I don't remember, but it was pre-IDW is the big point. All right, we got a Grim Tales of Terror. Web of Deceit. This is Grim Tales of Terror. Special reprint 2015. This was the Halloween Comic Fest book. So Grim Tales of Terror got all into Halloween Comic Fest, and they do a lot of the Halloween Comic Fest stuff now these days. But they would usually reprint what they considered their best story of the year in these specials once a year, and so that's what this is. So this is only $2.
What's up, Cool Gamer?
Cool Gamer, what's up, buddy? Like I said, we're just doing a live sale. I'm giving Onrie a class on kind of what I think should be done on a show when you're live in a hotel room and you're bored because there are no Friends reruns on because it's Sunday night. This is The Return of Wonder Woman. So this is Christopher Priest writing Wonder Woman. Christopher Priest, the legend Christopher Priest, the guy who's responsible for Joe Quesada being in the industry, currently writing Vampirella for Dynamite, originally known as Jim Owsley. This is Christopher Priest. His turn on Wonder Woman. This is Return of Wonder Woman 137. This is a book from, what is this? This is the early 90s, or late 90s, 1998. Chris Priest. Wonder Woman, $2.
We were having an interesting conversation about the end of the Bronze Age of comics the other day.
We were having an interesting conversation about the end of the Bronze Age of comics, which is actually a more nuanced conversation than you can really have in a hotel bar. But we sure gave it a shot.
And the reason why I bring it up is that Wonder Woman, is that considered to be a Bronze Age?
Nick, if you're watching this on the chat and you're commenting on the carpet in the hotel, you're right. It is trippy. All right. What were you saying, Onrie? I'm sorry.
That Wonder Woman book, is that considered to be a Bronze Age book?
Nope.
Really?
What?
Well, we talked
I'm
about-
sorry. Siri is talking in my ear right now, and you're trying to have a nuanced conversation. I'm just trying to sell comics.
All right, go for it.
What would you like me to do? Would you like me to give a masterclass, sell comics,
No,
or
go,
respond
go.
to Siri?
Do it,
Okay,
do it.
guys, listen, the internet. Okay, this is Onrie's problem. His ADHD is so strong he can't remember what he's doing every minute of every day. Okay, it's not that he's stoned. It's not that he's not smart. It's that he's so ADHD he forgets to breathe sometimes. Back to the job at hand. All right. This is Marvel Generations, The Captains. This is Captain Marvel and Captain America. The original, or Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel, sorry. The original Captains. So Captain Marvel, this is the female version that you saw in the movie with What's-Her-Face. And this is Captain Marvel, who is a Skrull. You will see him very soon in a film. But these Marvel Generations books were kind of setting up the legacy numbering that Marvel is doing now. They did these books to kind of introduce you to the old version of the character and the new version of the character before they launched the new number ones, LGY, whatever number they were. So this one's also $2. All right, now should we do a cool book?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do a cool book, but here's how this is going to work. As I said at the top of the show, I am going to have some fun with this. So this is Cullen Bunn and Vicente Cifuentes, Book of Shadows #1. This is the exclusive variant that was available at the show. The exclusive variant that was available at the show. MSRP on this is $10. MSRP on this is $10. Cover price on the book. If you bought it in your local comic shop is $4. So what we're going to do is we're going to split the difference and call it $5. And if you're into it, it's over here. It's $5 for Book of Shadows #1. I was going to flip a coin, but I realized I was already going to discount that book $5 anyway because, well, they had it marked up at the show. Onrie's looking at me funny.
I am looking at you funny.
We'll save the gimmick for the trades. All right. Do me a favor. Turn on your speaker for just a second. I'm going to mute my microphone. All right, guys. See, I told you to mute your speaker, Onrie. God. We had a technical check we wanted to make. Onrie is lame like that and left the speaker up too long. Okay, we're going to bring on some more books. More Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman 138. Again, Christopher Priest. The fight of the two Wonder Womans, classic Wonder Woman versus weird dark skirt Wonder Woman. To reclaim Hippolyta's past. So one of them is probably Hippolyta. The fight to reclaim Hippolyta's past. Wonder Woman 138 by Christopher Priest, $2. All right. From the World of the Mutants. Part 2 of 3. All right, the kid gloves are off. This is Guardians of the Galaxy, but not the ones you know, the real ones, which were the ones played by Sylvester Stallone and Miley Cyrus and Michael Rosenbaum and a whole bunch of randos in the last movie. This is that Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Guardians of the Galaxy number 10. $2. I see there's more people here. If you're here, say hi. I don't do this all this often. I'm doing this as a favor to Onrie.
Yeah, it's doing it as a favor to me, guys.
You know, I could just as soon be laying in bed editing a video or watching television or making fun of how bald Onrie is as opposed to me. So if there's something you're in, Curtis Selfox, what's up, buddy? Say so.
We got some really great deals here, guys.
Say something. Yeah, okay. So Dynamite has the rights to this company, and this is a Dynamite Pathfinder. So this is Pathfinder Rune Scars, number 4. It's the exclusive Pathfinder RPG encounter included in this. So Dynamite, real good, Curtis. So Dynamite has the rights to to Pathfinder, and in fact, we're working here on the experience on a Pathfinder thing. Is that the first anybody's heard of that? Probably. Anyway, this is $2 for Pathfinder RuneScapes number 4. It includes a Pathfinder sort of encounter in here if you play Pathfinder. And like if you go on Drive Through RPG or something, those things cost a lot more than $2. All right, this book should be worth more than $2. I'm just saying.
Really?
We're going to do it for $2, but it should be worth more than $2. This is from Civil War Ceasefire by Reggie Hudlin, the legend Reggie Hudlin. This is Black Panther number 18. Black Panther number 18. Again, Reggie Hudlin. This is from Civil War Ceasefire. It's $2. This is the post-Civil War story before they get into the next phase of the Marvel Universe and the post-Civil War stuff. So you've got Black Panther. I would imagine that this era of Black Panther is what Black Panther 3 would have been in a world where Chadwick Boseman was still with us. So it'd be interesting to see with Black Panther 2 coming out on November 11th, what that will look like, what that movie will set up, as opposed to this. So remember down there, guys, we have Book of Shadows number 1. It's a really good Valiant book. It's Punk Mambo and sorry, a bunch of your classic Valiant characters from the Magic Wielders of Valiant joining together in one team to put down kind of an ancient evil that they may be responsible for coming to this to the world. So they're trying to team together, and it doesn't go well because everybody's super headstrong and thinks they know best. Anyhow, regularly attend the convention. Cover price on it in local comic book shops was $4. That's the con exclusive variant down there. See it there? So we're gonna split the difference on it and call it $5. If you're into it, let me know, and we'll take care of it. But in the meantime, I have a trade paperback here that I wasn't aware was actually out in trade paperback yet. So maybe that's a little premature to be selling. but we're going to do it anyway. Cover price on it is regularly $9.99, so I'm going to flip this quarter. And you're going to have to take my word for it because it's so dim in this room, you're not going to be able to really tell. But I'm going to flip the quarter. Heads, you get half off of King Spawn, Volume 1, trade paperback. King Spawn by Todd McFarlane, trade paperback, Volume 1. Heads, you get half off. Tails, you pay full price. All right, that looks to me like a heads. So you're going to pay $5. $5 for the King Spawn #1 trade paperback.
Someone better jump on that.
$5.
Someone
$5.
better jump on that.
Henri wants to read it, and I'm selling it out from under him. So if you don't claim it, Henri will at least get to read it.
Yeah, but still, $5 for the first volume of King Spawn. That's a steal.
All right. Why would you bought a bunch of copies of this book? Put those right there. Henri bought a whole bunch of them. Ooh.
I had to fill the box.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I see you. All right. Huh. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna let's keep rolling on some $2 books here. We'll start with #1 from a 3-part miniseries that came out in April of 1997, written by Chuck Dixon. Cover art on this by Tony Daniel. Batman Wildcat. The Paper Pain event of the year. Tony Daniel cover art, Batman Wildcat, $2. Only $2 for this clearly $3 book. Every bit of $3. It's Chuck Dixon, who's kind of having a resurgence on the indie scene right now. All right. David Moore would like a King Spawn and a copy of Black Panther 18. All right, David, you got your Black Panther 18. You have got your King Spawn. And you're making Henri work like the rented mule that he is. Finally? Don't say finally. You're not the one sitting here talking. Anyway.
There's finally something for me to do is what I'm saying. You're doing all the work here, pal.
He's a schmuck. All right. Let's do some more Wonder Womans. All new Wonder Woman 604. J. Michael Straczynski.
Hold on a second. Pen. I need another pen.
You lost the pen?
Yeah, it's a white pen and it's disappearing in these white sheets.
Kenneth Bird, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. All right. All new Wonder Woman 604, J. Michael Straczynski art. I'm trying to figure out who did this cover because it looks very familiar to me. I can't place it right now, but I will figure that out later. Wonder Woman 604, $2. I have to get Henri a pen because apparently not only do I have to sell his books, but I have to provide him with office supplies. Yes, guys, David Moore is here. He is, though, however, over on the YouTube, which means he's seeing the books probably before you are, if you're on Facebook. I'm just saying.
This one I won't lose because it's black.
Make sure you screw it in one piece, please. All right. Oh.
I'm good at screwing things.
So this has some water damage on the back. You see it there. It is not a near mint condition book. It's an okay condition book. It's only going to be $2, but otherwise it's in the lair of Cheetah. Wonder Woman #119 by Jonathan Byrne. I don't know if he'll do anything in the industry, but John Byrne, Wonder Woman 119. Because of the damage on that one, we'll do it for $1. I don't want to charge you $2 for a book that's feels like Henri spilled coffee on at his convention table.
They don't know the story of that.
I understand, but something you would do. Into the Depths of Hell, Wonder Woman 124. Into the Depths of Hell, Wonder Woman 124. $2 also. This is another John Byrne Wonder Woman. John Byrne. How many times I got to say John Byrne?
Who is that guy anyway?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do anything in this business. Should we do another trade or should we go to commercial?
I think we should do another trade.
We'll do the trade after we come back from commercial.
Ooh.
Boom. That's what you call a setup. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes with another trade after these commercials from, well, me.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome everybody, it's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie, folks. I am your host, Onrie Copeland. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectibles.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
Hi, I'm Tom Zoller. I'm here at New York Comic Con. I do a book called Love and Capes. There's a new issue that's going to be coming out soon, Home for the Holidays. That'll be on Kickstarter. I also work on this obscure art house book called My Little Pony. Perhaps you've heard of it. And I do a bunch of romantic comedies. I'm so glad to see you, and you're watching this here on The Experience.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie with Kyle. It's really a clunky name. We should do better. We can do better. We will do better. And as long as we do better than Onrie, then we're doing the bare minimum.
Oh, wow.
Hey-o. Anyway, I played that little bumper because that was America's Tom Zoller, who is a great creator, good friend of The Experience, and who was on our scavenger hunt in Artist Alley this weekend at Baltimore Comic Con. So we're gonna get back to selling books, but I promised you before we went to break that I was going to do a trade. Well, let's do the trade of Love and Capes, Love in the Time of COVID, which is Tom Zoller's Ringo Award nominated book, nominated for Best Humor Comic. All right, so this is MSRP $9.99. We're going to do heads or tails. Heads, you pay half off. Tails is full price. All right, that one is definitely a heads. So half off, we're going to do this book for $5. Love and Capes in the Time of COVID, $5. Now, something interesting that was made about this book is that it was made with Kickstarter. This book, crowdfunded, was produced, and was then nominated for Best Humor Comic of the Year by the Ringo Awards, which is a nomination that comes from industry professionals like myself and Onrie and other people. We can nominate books for the Ringo Awards, and then we can vote on them. So the fact that that book got nominated after being crowdfunded and all that kind of stuff really is a testament to how good that book is. All right. If you had to pick a Batman writer that really signified your Batman connection, Curtis, you want to Love and Capes, or are you just exclaiming Love and Capes? I need you to be clearer for me on that one. I would love to sell it to you, though, for $5. All right. Anyway, is there an artist, Onrie, and you in the comments you can tell me, that really signifies your relation? All right, Curtis, you got it. All right, there you go. And make Onrie do some stuff again. All right, is there an artist that really signifies your relationship with a character? That's the question I've been asking. For me, on Batman, it's Doug Mensch.
For me, it's Mark Bagley on Spider-Man.
Mark Bagley on Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
Curtis, you don't have to, but I wasn't in the comment section when you claimed it. So I didn't see it like in real time, so I wasn't sure what I was talking about. It's my fault. All right, but anyway, this is Doug Mensch and Jim Ballant on Catwoman. I have a full run of this. This is Catwoman number 52 from December of 1997. About the time that these books are coming out and Doug Mensch was doing Catwoman and Batman together, I got very, very ill. And I went to the hospital. And like my mom was like, he needs to do something to grow his brain instead of watch Wheel of Fortune all day. So she bought me Batman comics. She did not look inside the Batman comics. Jim Ballant is a sick individual. Well, I mean, he was drawing Batman, so he kind of had to be. Right? But I will say this. This is beautiful. But it terrified me. So this is $2. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This run of Batman terrified me. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to move one of these Black Panthers over so that the piles in the back are the same size in terms of thickness.
When you say it terrified you, what
I was 1997. I was 9 years old reading Batman for grown-ups.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. I understand.
All right. So this one's Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook. Darwin drew Catwoman like no one else. Rest in peace, Darwin Cook, one of the greatest artists of all time. But this is Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook. This is their Catwoman number 3. I see this book all the time going for $3, $4, $5, depending on condition. We're gonna do this one for $2. It's in good shape, not great, but good shape. Okay. If they had done this version in the movies, maybe I would hate them a little less. This is Magneto Rex number 2. If this had been the Magneto in the X-Men movies, especially the Michael Fassbender Magneto, I was okay with the Ian McKellen Magneto. But Michael Fassbender Magneto, if he had been Magneto Rex, I would have been down. This is Magneto Rex number 2. Has the prodigal son returned to face his death? No, he hasn't. We know these are comic books. Of course he hasn't, but it's not going to be pleasant for him. $2. All right. I've been talking about a creator all weekend, Onrie, who I'm very dear friends with, who is becoming disabled, struggling to get by. He's a benefactor of the Hero Initiative. What is his name?
Lobes.
Bill Messner Lobes. Ironically, he worked with another guy who I don't know if he'll do anything in this industry, called Mike Diodato.
Who's that guy?
Right. On a little book called Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman This is Wonder Woman number 94 by Bill Messner Lobes and Mike Diodato.
You know what I just realized?
$2.
I think I met Bill Lobes at Capital City Comic Con in Lansing.
Yeah, that'd be right. He doesn't live far from there.
Yeah. I met him over the summer over there.
All right, so I'm going to do a thing that Onrie doesn't know I'm going to do. We have 2, 4, 5 books here. 2, 4, 4 books there. That's 9. 2, 4, 4 books there is 13. And 1, 2, 3, 4 here is 17. Okay. Everything on the rack, $15. Except for that. This does not count. But all of these books, you can clear the rack for $15. I recognize that there are 2 Black Panthers in there. So I'm going to offset that by adding to the rack at the moment. Wonder Woman number 98. Once again, by Bill Messner-Loebs. Bill Messner-Loebs and Mike Deodato. This one is a sisters. Does Wonder Woman have a sister? Well, she comes from a planet of all women. I don't think she has any brothers. It's an island of all women, isn't it?
Yes. Planet, island.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Anyway. Wonder Woman Sisters, $2. Bill Loebs, Mike Deodato. And we'll keep going on that $15 tip. I'm just going to keep adding books. It's going to stay $15. We're going to add a few more books to the rack. This is... Ooh, we challenge you to read Ghosts. The New Tales of Terror. The Weird and Supernatural. This is All Graveyards Have Spirits. I don't know who worked on this one off the top of my head. But this is Ghosts number 85. Ghost number 85. This would be $2. This is technically a Bronze Age book. So if you're keeping track, this is a Bronze Age book. All right. I have to do a thing over here. My AirPod came out of my ear. And now I cannot hear myself think. Now we're good. Okay. So that's 19 books. Let's see, what do we have here? All right, we're going to do a different one. You ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready, baby.
Okay. Can anybody in the comments...
Yes.
Jay Burns, we're kicking it with Onrie with Kyle. We're having some fun here. Okay, name me some famous cats from comics.
Black Cat.
Okay, Black Cat.
Oh,
Black Panther.
Actual cats?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Garfield. Felix.
Heathcliff. Oh, my God, I called it. Yeah, I saw that.
Heathcliff, number 54. Heathcliff, for the last time, you're just the mascot. Heathcliff knocks somebody out. It's like he's the Baltimore Ravens or something. Heathcliff, number 54. We're going to throw it up for $2. And then we're going to do this thing. That's technically 21 books for $15. 21 books for $15. You do get 2 Black Panthers. So we're going to call that a set. 21 books for $15. Let's see what happens. Dex Star. Jay's naming another cat. You're right, Jay. So I'm going to move these guys over. 21 books for $15. Including 2 Black Panthers from, what was that, Civil War. Honor, you look confuzzled.
No, I'm good. I think it's a great deal. I feel more, just, I can't believe that we're giving 21 books away for just $15.
Right, and we're going to put another...
Less than $1 per book.
We are going to put another book on the rack. Another Ringo nominated book on the rack. We heard about this book first from Jen King. And it's kind of going around. Cover price on this book is $13. Cover price on this book is $13. Not pictured equals Onrie Compin. Yeah. It's true. All right. So $13. Remember the deal. Heads, you win. Tails, you lose. Heads, you pay half price. Tails, you pay full price. It is heads, so we're going to call half of 13 6. It's technically $6.50. But we'll do $6. This is a book you should all know and you should really pay attention to, called God Slap. God Slap.
What's it about?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I was just going to say, everybody go over to Meteor Productions, Meatier Productions, and check out what God Slap is about. Jay is still here. If Jay is still here, he may remember exactly what it's about, but I didn't have time to research these books before we did this. So we're just kind of winging it. But so that book will be $6.
And honestly, the grab bag that you showed me from the Ringo is really just amazing stuff, Kyle. And there's some books I pulled out of there that I'm not gonna sell for a while. I just really want to read it and appreciate everything that these amazing publishers are putting out. Everybody's bringing their ego right now. It's really an incredible time to be in comics.
God Slap. It's coming up. God Slap is an upcoming indie comic book series created by Meteor Productions, a story and graphic novel about the seedy underbelly ruled by slaps. So basically, I remember this book now. I remember the commercial for it. So what happens is there's like this nightclub. Hold on, I'm coming back. I'm gonna put the camera on me for a second, so y'all could see me while I talk about this book. So there's this nightclub, and there's like some kind of human trafficking things happening, and at some point, the guards start acting out like, "Oh no, something bad is coming! Something bad is coming!" And the lights go out, and then you see the main character come up and slap. Here, Onrie, come here and let's demonstrate. Slap one of the guards, and his head basically explodes into a million pieces. And this guy is moving like at the speed of sound or something through this bar and killing all the bad guys by slapping them. And so it's like a superhero whose power is keeping that pimp hand strong. Needless to say, it's a very interesting concept. God Slap. Did you know that now Dana White, who is the president of the UFC, is creating a competitive slap fighting league? You've seen slap fighting on the internet?
I've seen those.
Yeah, he's creating a professional slap fighting league.
Did you ever see that one where that like really skinny guy tried to go up against that really bulky Russian guy?
No, but I would imagine the Russian people would have an unfair advantage at slap fighting.
Oh, absolutely they do. They get like totally wasted and then they slap each other.
I mean, I'm not saying anything about Russian people that they don't already know about themselves. But in Soviet Russia, fight slaps you.
Yes, it slaps you.
David Moore will win the inaugural slap fighting league. Should we do an EXP slap fighting league bracket?
Yes.
Okay.
The winner gets a free comic.
All right, we're back.
A free slabbed Hulk 181.
Who has a slabbed Hulk 181 and is holding out on me? You got one and you're not telling me?
Me? I wish I had one.
All right, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we have two of this book. This is Wonder Woman Sinestro. We're talking Wonder Woman 110 by John Byrne. Wonder Woman Sinestro. Wonder Woman 110. This is Dead but Still Deadly. Wonder Woman Sinestro, $2. I have 2 copies if 2 of you happen to want one. All right. This is a book that if we looked up, they'd probably tell us to sell for $5. And ironically, it's created by some people we've already been talking about this show. This is Wonder Woman Fall of an Amazon, Wonder Woman 100 by Bill Messner-Loebs and Mike Deodato Jr. $2 on that one. That's definitely a $5 book. And anybody who lives in the Midwest can see Bill Loebs at any number of conventions. Get her signed. Meet a legend. Buy original art from him. Have him tell you stories. He has great stories about people you would love or people you're a big fan of doing dumb stuff. Because they would do it in front of him because they didn't think he would tell anybody. Now most of them are dead, so he tells everybody. All right. Let's do this one. This is Chuck Dixon again. Wonder Woman Wildcat number 3. Check out that cover. Wonder Woman Wildcat number 3 for $2. Chuck Dixon written.
That's a great cover. All right.
Curtis is going to take the shiny Wonder Woman covers. Curtis, you're out here, right? You're like near Baltimore or D.C.?
He's actually back in Ohio.
Oh, you're back in Ohio now.
Yeah. He's living with his sister.
Okay, I didn't even know that much, but you're back in Ohio. If you come to some of the Detroit shows or the Northwest Ohio shows, you'll see Bill Loebs. I don't know that he's going to do Fanboy Expo Columbus. I will find out from him, though. Definitely a dude worth meeting. And you'll have to tell me where you're at in Ohio, Curtis, because it's his wife, not his sister.
Yes.
If you're in Ohio, hey, Curtis.
I was trying to get there, but I didn't have a chance to get it in there because we were talking about meeting.
As someone who's from Ohio, the distinction in certain parts of Ohio is not always so clear.
Well, that was a joke I made on accident.
Anyway, you'll have to tell me where you're at, and if you're around me, we'll have to meet up. All right, so this is Judd Winnick and Pharrell Depp. I learned how to say this guy's name, and now I can't do it. But this is a Judd Winnick DC book from the world of Gotham. I do, Jordan. Are you interested?
Yeah, Curtis, I'll actually be out in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, you're going to have to come to Fan Expo Columbus, Curtis.
Yeah.
All right, so this
is... Is it Fan Expo or is it Galaxy Con?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Galaxy Con.
Galaxy Con Columbus?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, cool, you're at the Southeast. Okay, we're going to take a break, but I'm going to put up Caper first. Judd Winnick's Caper number 3. Okay. I'm going to put this on the rack, and then I'm going to change the camera. Because we need to have a conversation. Every Comic-Con is a good Comic-Con to go to. Especially if you're a fan. Don't get twisted. If you're there to do business, some are better than others. Right? Onrie, you can cop to that, right? Some conventions are better to go to than others if you're there to do business. But if you're going as a fan, go to every convention you go to. If there's a convention in an Elks Hall, go to it. If there's a convention at the Moose Lodge, go to it. Down there where Curtis is near West Virginia, I know there's a show in Athens at OU. And there's some stuff if you head further north towards Columbus and Cleveland and stuff, and Cincinnati and Dayton. But if somebody is throwing a Comic-Con at a library, go to it. Because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you're going to find for sale. And you never know, like, what kind of connections you're going to make or, you know, it's always just good to go and see somebody and talk to them who's into what you're into. So go to every Comic-Con. Now, if you're looking for top-level comic conventions in Ohio, Cincinnati Comic Expo, always a good time. Gem City Comic Con, always a good time. One of those doesn't exist anymore, but you'll figure out which one. Fanboy or GalaxyCon or whatever it is in Columbus. Who knows? It might suck. It's its first year back in a long time. Onrie will be there. Probably a knock against. I will be there. Definitely a big plus in terms of a 4. And they have a killer lineup announced for that show. Absolute monster lineup. So, that's good. I know there's shows up by Cleveland. Not far from Ohio is still CityCon in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Worth doing. Motor City Comic Con in Novi, Michigan. We have Fantasticon in Toledo, Ohio. Again, I think it's a little rinky-dinky sometimes, but it's a fun show. So, always go to every Comic-Con you can go to, regardless of where it's at or if anybody says it's good or not, because you might be there for other reasons. And a marathon's a great show. I'm not Jordan, we can have that conversation at Animarathon about Animarathon, but I will tell you, when I owned Sean's Anime and Comics, we were at Animarathon every year. That's right, Sean, or that's right, Jordan. Your mind's probably a little shuddered right now. If you remember Sean's Anime and Comics being there, that was my store. I owned that before I was the executive producer of the experience. Okay. Tony Isabella co-created this character and co-created Misty Knight and co-created a bunch of other things. But this is Black Lightning number 3. I actually have... Here's one for you, Onrie.
Yes.
I have Tony Isabella's script for Black Lightning number 1 signed by him.
He's local to you, isn't he?
He's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, close enough. Signed by him
He's
in my collection. I have the original printed off script from typewriter on typewriter paper, Black Lightning number 1. Jordan, Sean's is closed, bro. But we loved it. We miss it. I wish it was still there, because then I wouldn't be here with Onrie.
I noticed that there were a lot of comics in the collection that I purchased from you last year that were from Sean's Comics. So what's the history with that? Was he the local comic shop in Ohio?
Okay. Black Lightning number 4, also by Tony Isabella, $2. No, it's good, dude. Like, we closed Sean's at the beginning of the pandemic. After we changed the name. So it was a whole thing. It was several things happened that's not really important, but I appreciate that it was your closest comic shop. I appreciate that it was your local comic shop. I appreciate that you rep Animarathon. Don't get me wrong. JC's is your closest comic shop. Jim's a good guy. I shopped with him for almost 20 years. Then I bought a comic book shop, so I stopped shopping with him. All right, Catwoman number 2. This is the Joe Duffy version. Catwoman, $2. And we have another Catwoman number 12. $2. Okay. So the deal with Sean's Anime and Comics and the Nexus 419, which was its second name, was that Sean was my business partner when we opened he opened the comic book shop. Then I became his general manager and business partner. And then when he moved to Japan, I took over the store completely and bought it. At the end of 2018, our lease was up, or middle of 2018, our lease was up where we had been in Sylvania, Ohio. So we had to move. And when we did, the contract we had that said we had to keep the name Sean's was also up. So we changed it. Because I got tired of being asked, was I Sean? All right, we're going to put another book up here. We're going to leave Godslap up. We're going to take Book of Shadows down because I would just as soon keep Book of Shadows if nobody's going to buy it for half price. So this book doesn't have a cover price on it, which is super fun because I'm going to make one up. And then I'm going to flip a coin and perhaps give you half off of the price I made up. So this is from Heavy Metal. one of the original characters from Heavy Metal. This book is written by Stephanie Phillips. This is Tarna, the last Terrakian. Tarna, the last Terrakian. All the art in it is very traditional comic art, but you have this really trippy Tarna cover. So Tarna, this is going to be $20. Heads, half price. Tails, full price. That was a really bad flip. I'm going to give you another try. That is Tails. So it's going to be $20 for Tarna. $20 for Tarna trade paperback. That is the con exclusive cover of Tarna. I believe it was the New York Comic Con exclusive to cover. So it's also the Baltimore Comic Con exclusive cover of Tarna for $20. Now remember, guys, we have this bundle up here. This is 21 comics, including 2 Black Panther from Civil War, for $20 or $15. We're going to take a quick break because I need to take a drink, and I was supposed to take a break like 5 minutes ago. So we're going to do that, and then we will be right back after this word from, again, your sponsors, me.
Hey, it's producer Kyle. If you like going places where the action never stops, like Las Vegas, the Caribbean, and Atlantic City, then you're probably not who I want to talk to. But if you want to surround yourself with amazing comic books and comic book content made by a devoted group of smart and funny industry insiders, the Experience Members Club was made for you. You can join the Experience by becoming a supporting member of our YouTube channel. You get access to exclusive content that no one else gets, like members-only live streams, pre-sales, one-on-one Q&As with production staff, and other content that's exclusively for members. Plus, for a limited time, if you sign up now, you'll be entered into our giveaway of a slabbed comic book. Just call this 1-8... Wait, hold on. It's 2022. No one makes phone calls anymore. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen, or just visit the membership section of our YouTube page, and you'll be on the VIP line of the comic book buffet, baby. Look at the size of those perks. Join today, and I'll be saying, who loves you, baby? Me. The answer was me.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the Experience is all the time.
Hi, I'm Ryan Brown. I am the co-creator of 8 Billion Genies and Curse Words, and I'm the sole creator of God Hates Astronauts. And you're watching us on The Experience.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I somehow fell into my Tally Savalas impression, and I don't really know what to do with that.
You know what's really cool is that you just had Ryan Brown on the commercial telling us we're watching The Experience. And Ryan and I started out in comics around the same time when he launched God Hates Astronauts. And seeing how far he's gotten with 8 Billion Genies is really just amazing. And Curse Words. Curse Words is great.
I can't believe you guys started around the same time.
And we're also from Chicago, too.
I know. But I can't, like I said, I can't believe you guys started around the same time. Because I remember when God Hits Astronauts hit C2E2.
Oh, yeah.
God Hates Astronauts hit C2E2. And what a big deal that book was. Like the second it rolled on the floor.
It did. It was such a big deal because I think that was the one book that, you know how a lot of comics have like soundtracks related to them?
Mm-hmm.
This one had he actually put together a cast of actors who he wanted you to hear in your head as you were reading the book, which I felt brought you so much more into the story. I was able to visualize so much more because of that. And he's just so outrageous with his art and his storytelling. I absolutely love it.
It's true. All right.
He's gotten a lot older over the years. He's aged. Like fine wine.
Well, it's like, what, 12, 13 years later? Of course he has.
Yeah.
You've aged like milk, he's aged like wine. Seems right.
Yeah.
I, however, have aged like lunch meat. All right. I'm going to grab some other stuff. You got a lot of Wonder Womans and whatnot in here, Onrie. I'm going to grab some other stuff. We're only going to sell for a little bit longer, guys. Maybe another 20 minutes, half hour. And then maybe we'll do a little bit of talking. If that seems fun for y'all. Tell me in the comments. But I'm going to show you guys some $2 books that, again, we've got mispriced. I'm certain of it. Jordan, I saw the Anna Marathons where you met Dirk Manning. I met Dirk Manning at a Borders Books in a Blizzard, which I think you win, buddy. All right, here we go. Wonder Woman, George Perez. Len Wein, number 14, $2. George Perez, Wonder Woman, $2. Wonder Woman 10. This one, the fold is off. The cover fold is off. But it's Wonder Woman number 10. George Perez, Len Wein again. $2. Millennium Week 1. This is the beginning of the Millennium event. Millennium Week 1. Again, George Perez, Len Wein, Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman number 12. $2. And then I remember when this book came out. This is a John Tyler Christopher cover. John Tyler Christopher, who you may know for doing the action figure variants on Marvel books. This is Solomon Kane. This is Eternity Waits for Solomon Kane. This is Solomon Kane number 5 from Dark Horse Comics. There was some big announcements from Dark Horse Comics here at the Retailer Summit and at the convention about things they're doing with Eric Powell and Albatross Funny Books, who publishes The Goon, as well as I can't think of the name of his company off the top of my head, his imprint, but with Stan Sakai, publisher or writer of Usagi Yojimbo.
We were just talking about Eric Powell and his, his career in comics, and he's one of those creators who's never worked for Marvel or DC, but has had a very successful career in the field. And I've never actually read The Goon. Has he
never worked for Marvel or DC?
From what I understand, he has not.
Because he did some Razor Uncut stuff for... I would have to do some research. I think he may have worked for Marvel for a second.
Okay.
But it was on, like, Marvel creator-owned off-imprint stuff.
I guess the point of the conversation was, regardless of if he did or didn't, he's not surviving off of work for Marvel or DC. And
not at all.
Being comics, and I think that already makes him an outlier,
right?
Because I think that's the challenge, right? Is being a creator.
Mm-hmm.
The general consensus is, you need to work for Marvel or DC in order to have a career. So when you see guys like Eric Powell who don't necessarily base their careers off that, sure they might take on a job or two, but yes.
This distraction from selling comics brought to you by Deep Thoughts with Onrie.
I'm sorry.
If no one has claimed them, I will claim the 3 Perez Wonder Womans. No one has claimed them, Curtis, and I will tell you there are more in this box. If you're into them, I will grab them. If you want to wait for Onrie to show them at another show, I will grab them. I will leave them in the box. You tell me what you want me to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep showing you some weird stuff like this Jane Espenson and George Jady Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 26 that looks like it has a Titan on it from Attack on Titan. Buffy the Vampire number 26. $2. Dos Dolores. Okay, Mark Waid would win an Eisner for this book. And Robbie Rodriguez would also for his art in it. This is Daredevil Man Without Fear number 34. Daredevil Man Without Fear number 34. This book is certainly a $3 or $4 book, as it is an Eisner Award-winning run on a well-known character. All right, there was a minute where Valiant was in kind of a weird way. Hold on, Curtis, I'll grab him. Where Valiant was in kind of a weird way. And it's funny because a guy named Jim Shooter left Marvel to go to form Valiant with Bob Layton. And then for a minute, Marvel was using some of the Valiant characters. So this is Iron Man, Exo Manowar, in Heavy Metal. The Final Conflict. This is Iron Man, Exo Manowar, Heavy Metal number 1.
You actually know why I picked that book up?
Why?
Remember that there was a PlayStation game where they had Iron Man and Exo Manowar.
I don't, but that doesn't shock me.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay. What was the first book you ever heard of Robert Kirkman working on?
Well, obviously, for me, it was Walking Dead.
Yeah, this was the first time I had ever heard of him. This is The Astounding Wolfman, number 2, by Robert Kirkman and Jason Howard. This is The Astounding Wolfman, number 2, Robert Kirkman and Jason Howard from Image Comics. This is before Robert Kirkman was considered a publisher at Image. This is when he still had to answer to Jim Valentino. I wonder if that guy ever went on to do anything there that Bob Kirkman cat. All right, so because Curtis asked to see them, and because my ego needs to sell some books, I'm going to run through these. I'm not going to rack them. Curtis gets dibs, and if Curtis doesn't want them, they go back in the box. Sound good? This is Wonder Woman number 13. George Perez, Len Wein, Millennium Week 5, $2. Perez and Wein, Wonder Woman 14. Wonder Woman 16. Again, George Perez. Wonder Woman 17. Still George Perez. One of my favorite covers from this series that they did. This is Perez and McLaughlin. This is after Len Wein had left. This is Wonder Woman 19. A God Among Men, Wonder Woman 23, George Perez and Will Blyberg. Wonder Woman 24. We actually have this copy, which is a little beat up. I'll put it up here for $2. And then a better copy, which I'll put in a Curtis Stelfox pile, of Wonder Woman 24 for $2. And this is when George Perez started getting some help writing some of this. This is Wonder Woman 27. So that is the last of the Perez specific Wonder Woman I have here, Curtis. Let me know if you want this pile at $2 a pop, or if you're into all of them, make me an offer, and I will give away Onrie's money, essentially. So all those for $2 each, Curtis. Yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for $2 a piece. $16. And there you go.
I'm gonna knock an extra buck off. We'll do it at 15.
Even $15. Onrie giving away his own money. Yep. All right, we'll do another trade here in just a minute. We'll take God Slap Down. You guys totally should check that book out. But in a minute, I'm gonna need a trade paperback to pump me up. Feeling fussy, living with the Onrie.
It's not easy being around you so much.
Right, making me look fabulous. Okay, Star Trek: The Next Generation #3. The Madala Imperative. You've got a nice Mr. Data on the cover there, as played by Brett Spiner, who you also can often meet at Comic Cons because he does a lot of them, with the Will Wheaton. Halloween Comic Fest book. I always felt weird selling these for more than Halloween Comic Fest pricing, but oftentimes their prices did go up because they would run out at Halloween Comic Fest. So this is Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1. This is obviously a Marvel reprint of Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1. $2. Kyle Higgins. Henry Preseda. This is very early on in the new run of this title there at the Boom Studios. This is kind of a beat copy, but for $2, it's worth it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #3. And we're going to do one more trade here. This is actually a hardcover. 2019 Eisner Award-winning book. This is actually an American manga, which is very interesting, from Rocket Ship Entertainment. Cover price on it is $25. Hardcover, American manga. This is Let's Play Volume 2, Eisner Award-nominated book. I think it actually... No, it didn't win the Eisner. Let's Play Volume 2 is an American manga, so it reads like a regular American book. Stuff you'd recognize, stuff you feel. The art in it is manga-style art. So just know what you're getting into if you get it. Like I said, regularly $24. And where is my quarter? Heads is full price, heads is half price, tails is full price. It is a head, so $12 on the manga. $12 on the manga. Okay. We're going to do another round here on the rack. Here. And then we're going to call it for a sales show. But we'll stick around and talk and tell you guys a little bit about what happened here at Baltimore Comic Con and some of the experiences we had, if you're into that. Only because I think this book is worth putting up. We have a couple of #1s. I have 2 #1s, a minor key, and a first appearance. So let's see what y'all are into. This is from Star Spangled War Stories, Jimmy Palmiotti. This is G.I. Zombie #1 from DC. This is part of the New 52. This was a great book that only lasted a few issues because DC abandoned the premise too early. Written by Jimmy Palmiotti. It's classic old school war stories done with zombies. All right. Next is another #1 from kind of around this same time, really. A little bit later. but written by Nick Spencer, who you may know from, well, writing basically everything Jonathan Hickman doesn't at Marvel. This is The Superior Foes of Spider-Man #1. Superior Foes of Spider-Man #1. Nick Spencer. This is easily a $5 book. We're doing them at $2. $2 on the rack. Anything in these areas is $2. This is a minor key. And the reason it's a minor key is that this book is a huge plot setup for a forthcoming Spider-Man story that would come 3 or 4 issues after this that really would kind of change the trajectory of Spider-Man. I'm not going to spoil it. You need to check out the book and then check out the intervening books to find out. But this is The Superior Foes of Spider-Man #17. Again, Nick Spencer. Again, $2. And then the last book I'm going to put up for sale. Is a book that Onrie picked up and couldn't believe the price he paid for it. And it's a little damaged.
Curtis, if you're watching the show right now, I hope you're paying attention because this is a book you don't want to miss.
But it's a book that could press pretty well.
I think so too.
It would need some work getting the fold back in place. It's got a pretty good roll at the bottom on the staple side. But, you know, it would press pretty well, and it would do okay. It is a first appearance. It's a first appearance. It's generally worth a lot more than we're going to sell it for tonight. But because of the condition, and because of what we were able to pick it up for, we're going to offer it for only... What are we offering it for, Onrie?
$5.
Onrie says $5, so we'll go with $5. This is Uncanny X-Men #282, first appearance of Bishop.
$5 on that.
$5. I'm gonna put it down here so you know it's $5. And then I'm gonna put one more book up here on the top to fill that run out. And this is The Untold Tales of the Spider-Man, held at bay by J. Jonah Jameson Jr. This is Untold Tales of the Spider-Man #4. Also for $2. And Curtis is going to take your X-Men's. Like I said, Curtis, have this pressed, have it cleaned, have the spine worked out, and it'll be a good book. So, because it's like almost midnight here, and I actually have a video I have to edit still tonight, we're going to call it here for a sales show. But before we leave, do you have any questions for me, Producer Kyle, for Onrie? Do you want to know anything about what happened at Baltimore Comic Con? What do you want to talk about? And we'll talk for, say, another 5 or 10 minutes. Sound like plan? Cool. Curtis, I think you got the seal of the night. There's some books that you missed out on. And you know what I'm going to do while we're waiting for questions or whatever? I'm going to compile this pile of stuff and say this, except for our big books. Hold on, let me switch the camera back over.
And Kyle, is there a possibility we could do like a deal on the expensive books? Like if you were to get, say, all 3 or something, we could work out there?
Well, most of them are already half off, Onrie.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right. The only one that's not is Tarna, and I will take that book down to $15. She got God Slap at $6. Let's Play at $12, and we'll take Tarna down to $15. So 12 and 15 is 27, and 6 is 33. If you do all 3, how about we do everything for 30?
Sounds good to me.
Everything down there in that corner for 30. Everything up here for 40. So this pile and this pile for 40, or these 3 books for 30. So think about that for a minute. And while we do, if you have any questions about Baltimore Comic Con, if you have any questions about other things, I'm a guy who's been in this industry a long time. I've done a lot of things. I know a lot of people. I'm happy to answer them. I don't get to be on the air with no agenda all that often here on The Experience. So, this is an opportunity to ask me anything.
So, did you hear that Liam Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth's brother, is now going to be doing the whole Witcher thing because Henry Cavill is going back to being Superman?
Don't care.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to fill the airspace.
All right, guys, remember this row here. Everything on this row, we're talking about 40 books for $40. Everything down there in that corner, 3 books, essentially $10 a piece. Oh, okay, I got you, Curtis. We'll talk about that. But remember, those 3 books down here, Con exclusive or God Slab, Con exclusive Tarna, and Let's Play American Manga. They're essentially $10 a piece, but what they really are is you're getting a discount across the board. All 3 books for $30, when all 3 books really should be closer to $35. And if they were cover, they would be $25, $20, and $13. So that's what? $45, $58. So you're saving $28, essentially half off on all those books. All right. So, okay, Onrie, we said we were going to talk about Eric Powell going over to Dark Horse. And all they're doing is they're moving... all that's happening is Dark Horse is sort of absorbing and partnering with Eric Powell's Albatross Funny Books to start his own imprint. And I think that's interesting. It's a good opportunity for Eric. It's a good opportunity for Dark Horse. It's a good opportunity for Stan Sakai as well. But it brings the Goon back to Dark Horse after a long time away. And it brings... it means that the Goon can interact with other people like Shaolin Cowboy. Or Hellboy. Or some of these other characters that I think the Goon would be really fun to interact with. So... that's exactly it, right? Some Goon and Hellboy team-ups. That's what I'm talking about. It gives opportunities that didn't exist when they were separate. So now that they're back together, I think it's a good move. All right, guys. 2 minutes. Do you have another question for me? Something else we can talk about? Or I'm going to remind you what's happening here on the board in our last 2 minutes. And I'm going to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing here. Onrie had me wheel and deal, which I think is good. These 3 books down here, regularly $58. Now $30. The God Slab, the Tarna, and the Let's Play. Everything on this row here. All of these books, you're looking at about 40 books for $40. We'll do about 40 books for $35. And everything down there for $30 if somebody wants to claim them. If you don't have any more questions or anything else you want to talk about, remember to tune in to The Experience tomorrow night, starting at 5 o'clock Eastern, for Talking Shop with Miss Jen, where one of her guests will be a guy named Chris Latore, who is the retail direct sales manager, or the direct market sales manager at Mad Cave Studios, and another guest that I'm not sure who it'll be yet. It might be me and Onrie live from the road in my car, trying not to die on the turnpike. He'd probably be asleep in the passenger seat. But
I probably won't be sleeping in the passenger seat. I'm not going to lie. That does sound like a tempting. It does sound very tempting.
But we will have another guest tomorrow, and then you'll have Rex and John The Rex and John Show, comic collectibles from Dynamic Forces, will be on tomorrow night there at 6 Eastern. And they will have their usual, They will have their usual kind of shenanigans where they talk about spam and other things with Rock and Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers. And then we'll have a show with Miss Jenna. Mishmash with Jenna and Jen King and their whole crew from Space Cadets collection. So, if no one has anything else to add and no one wants to claim the rest of these books, this has been fun for me. I don't get to do this very often. I'm sorry it wasn't a better masterclass for Onrie.
It was a great masterclass. I enjoyed watching everything. You were fantastic, Kyle. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna play a thing, and then we'll just be done for the night. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.
If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first consume the universe. I'm Cathorl Sagan, and I'm off to eat billions of humans. Yeah.